说中文。Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot, Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese.
Hello, welcome to Chinese Pod. We have a very special day today because we have a joke. We have a joke.
Yes.
We have a joke.
And I hope you find it funny.
I'm sure everybody will find it funny. It's an old joke, and I won't give it away.
Yeah.
Now, this is an elementary lesson. Okay, and I think that there's some cultural background, and you may well know this joke because it's actually an English joke.
Yes.
But it translates really well into Chinese. And actually, you know, most jokes that I know, if you translate them from one language to the other, they don't really work very well. But this one does, because I've told this to Chinese friends, and they think it's funny, especially kids, stuff like that. They think it's really funny. Now, you may recognize. I don't want to give away any clues because I want you to try to put it together. So we're going to hear the joke 3 times, and then. Johnny and I are going to come back and splice it for you.
对话第一遍。
一天，一个男人走在街上，突然，他看见前面有一只黑色的大狗，看起来很凶。男人非常害怕，不敢往前走。狗的旁边站着一个女人。男人问他：“
你的狗咬人吗？”
女人说：“
我的狗不咬人。”
这时，那只狗咬了男人，他气坏了，大叫：“
你说你的狗不咬人？”
女人回答：“
这不是我的狗。”第二遍。
一天，一个男人走在街上，突然，他看见前面有一只黑色的大狗，看起来很凶。男人非常害怕，不敢往前走。狗的旁边站着一个女人，男人问他：“
你的狗咬人吗？”
女人说：“
我的狗不咬人。”
这时，那只狗咬了男人，他气坏了，大叫：“
你说你的狗不咬人？”
女人回答：“
这不是我的狗。”第三遍。
一天，一个男人走在街上，突然，他看见前面有一只黑色的大狗，看起来很凶。男人非常害怕，不敢往前走。狗的旁边站着一个女人，男人问他：“
你的狗咬人吗？”
女人说：“
我的狗不咬人。”
这时，那只狗咬了男人，他气坏了，大叫：“
你说你的狗不咬人？”
女人回答：“
这不是我的狗。”
Well.
Wow, that was hilarious.
Hilarious. Contain yourself. Now let's go through it. I'll translate it. We'll translate it one time. I think that'll be fine.
一天，一个男人走在街上。
Now, one day, a man was walking on the street.
突然，他看见前面有一只黑色的大狗。
Well, suddenly, he saw a big black dog in front of him.
看起来很凶。
It looked pretty nasty.
男人非常害怕，不敢往前走。
Now, the man was really afraid, so he didn't dare to keep walking.
狗的旁边站着一个女人。
Now, standing beside the dog was a woman.
男人问他：“你的狗咬人吗？”
So the man asked that woman, he said, does your dog bite?
女人说：“我的狗不咬人。”
The woman said, no, my dog doesn't bite.
这时，那只狗咬了男人。
Now, just at that moment, the dog bit the man.
他气坏了，大叫
He was really furious and he shouted,
你说你的狗不咬人。
You said your dog doesn't bite.
女人回答：“这不是我的狗。
The woman said, That's not my dog. Oh.
It's even better in Chinese.
That's the old Peter Sellers joke, isn't it? In one of the old Pink
Really?
Panther movies. He told that with a
pioneered
French
that.
accent, and I'm not going to try and do it. Yeah.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chinese Pod Trivia. Our first question is, how long will it take you to become an intermediate Chinese speaker using the Chinese Pod app? Is it A, the rest of your life? B, you should already be an intermediate speaker? C, 3 months? Or D, Chinese Pod has an app?
You should already be in.
Ooh, that is incorrect. The correct answer is C, 3 months. That's right. Head over to ChinesePod.com now to register for your access to over 4,000 lessons. Get the Chinese Pod app now on Google Play or the App Store.
So anyway, it's quite a funny joke. It works in both languages. Now, there's a few elements here which I think are really worth. We won't have time to go into it because it's quite long. You're going to have to go to ChinesePod.com and drill down. But let's choose some of the a couple of interesting things that I'd like to look at if you don't mind. Now, a ferocious or a nasty dog. The term is
凶，凶
xiong. First tone.
Yes.
Now, it means nasty, mean, or so on.
Yeah.
Can it be used in the human context?
Always.
Always.
A lot.
Okay. So maybe you might say a teacher was very 凶,
凶
meaning it's like a tough teacher.
Very strict, tough, yes. Or even parents.
Even parents can be very
凶
凶. They're very strict.
Yes.
Yeah. I think a wife also who was perhaps harsh, would she be 凶 as well?
might be, I don't know. What about husband?
I don't know. But is it
Yeah.
used more for women and for men? Or is it the same?
From my experience, teachers and parents
Okay.
mostly.
Fine. We'll leave it at that. Teacher.
I'll
versus
wait for a couple of
凶.
years before I can comment on
Oh,
husband
you
and
wouldn't
wife.
know. How would you know anything about 凶? Okay. Now, another expression I thought, 他不敢.
Yes. 不敢
Yeah. Now, he 敢 is third tone, and it means to dare, essentially.
Yeah, to have the courage,
have the
the
courage to-
bravery to
yeah.
do something.
他不敢 means he didn't dare to do it. He didn't walk past in this case.
Yes, and in English, you don't actually say don't dare to do something that often.
Yeah, you just say what? He didn't walk. He was afraid to walk past the
Yeah.
dog or something like that.
But in Chinese, the word 不敢 is used very often.
Very widely. And it doesn't necessarily mean fear. It could mean,
You're hesitant, to do
hesitant,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
我不敢吃. I don't fancy that. I don't want to eat
Yes,
that.
yes.
I不敢吃. Now, it could imply as well it's odd or it's weird,
Yeah,
or it just
yeah.
means I just don't fancy it. Now, there's a great expression here in a sentence, and there was a woman standing beside the dog.
狗的旁边站着一个女人
Right. Now, here it's kind of inverted because it
Yes.
says the dog
on the side,
on the side
standing a woman.
was standing a woman. So let's hear that again.
狗的旁边站着一个女人
Great. Now notice that 狗的旁边 meaning the 狗 meaning dog.
Yes.
So beside the dog, 站着 meaning that there was standing 一个
Yes.
女人. Now the reason why I choose this because it's kind of Chinese syntax.
Yeah.
So it's a bit inverted. So let's listen to it again, please.
狗的旁边站着一个女人
Great expression. 狗的旁边站着一个女人. And it just sounds very authentic. Now the verb to bite is
咬
yao, and it's third tone.
Yes.
And the another expression which I thought was quite useful here was at that moment.
这时
这时. Now notice it's not 这时, right? It's not fourth and fourth. It's fourth and second.
Second.
Because this is
时候的时
时候的时, meaning time.
Yes.
So it means at that time. So it's an efficient way. Now you could say 那的时候, right? You could say at that
Yes.
time.
这时候
这时候
或者那时候
But this is quite efficient, and it's just
Yes.
simply
这时
great. Now, to be furious,
气坏了 气坏了。
Great. 气坏了 means furious.
Yes. 坏 literally means bad.
Bad.
And it here indicates an extreme degree. And you can use it on negative feelings.
Yes.
For example, 气坏了.
Yes.
Or you're extremely happy. You can say 高兴坏了.
Oh, okay. So it implies a degree of extremity.
Yes.
气坏了 is kind of incandescent with rage. 气坏了. Okay. Really furious. And now to shout is
大叫. 大叫.
okay. Now 叫 essentially means to shout. and
Yeah,
大
to
叫 emphasizes a big shout, there,
Yes.
as it were. Well, there you go. There's your first joke
Yes.
in Chinese. It's a pretty good joke.
Yeah. And you have to put in some effort to
Indeed.
remember the
Yes,
words.
indeed. Well, we'll let you listen to that one more, but before we go, we'll just say, remember, you can go to ChinesePod.com. You can drill down, you can explore this, because there's a lot of stuff here we
Yeah.
didn't have time to cover. You're going to have to see it.
And it will be a lot of fun to do it on
Indeed,
Chinese Pod.
indeed. Because again, one of the things that has become clear to me as well over time is that there's a really important visual element to
Yeah.
learning, especially to Chinese. So, you got to see the words to help to retain them. So we're going to say goodbye. You're going to hear the story one more time. But for now, I think from here, Shanghai, China, from Johnny and I, it's time for us to say 再见.
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number
0435
So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0435
0535
and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0435